I've been madly making pockets all week. As part of my junk journal starter kit, I include pockets, and they seem to be the things that I run out of the fastest. So I wanted to share 5 of my favorite pockets that require no scores. And I score a lot, and I like scoring. I just, when I'm in a hurry or when I'm trying to do more, it's easier if I don't have to always rely on scoring. So you will learn how to make these 5 pockets, except there's 4 right here, but I'll make one on camera and then you'll have the 5th one. So just a regular, easy, simple pocket. Similar, but more of a tuck to the corner pocket. This pocket, which is like an origami style, I like to call it. Okay. And this pocket, which is my very favorite of the new pockets, because it looks pretty and it has a little bit of a tuck spot right there, as well as the full pocket. You can see that. See it? All right. So the other fun part is that I'm going to do this with one piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. So we'll see how many pockets we can get out of one piece. But I'll make sure I'll show you all of them. So the first thing I do when I get an 8.5 by 11 sheet is I decide what size square I'm going to want. And since it just cuts in half easily, I'm going to go ahead and do a 5.5 for this one. So that'll be my square. All right. So then I have this, which will be now my 5.5 square when I cut it down this way. All right, this leaves you one extra piece of paper, which we will also use. And then for this one, I am also going to do a 5.5 square. And so that'll be here. So that's my third pocket. And for my 2 little pockets, I'll go ahead with this one. And so this one is 5.5. So I'm going to go down to 2.25. And that would be right here to give me 2 little squares to play with. Oops, I did that wrong. So I'm not sure what I did wrong on my measurements, but I will use these pieces of paper. All right, now I'm done with my trimmer. And we can start with, I'm going to start with this one. Let's cut right here, which has one hiding behind it. Okay, so you take that piece of paper and you decide what you want on the front. So I have these 2. Oops, this one is well, I'll just do it with the white so you can see kind of where the folds are. I thought I printed these all double-sided. All right, so this, I want this on the outside. Okay, so you fold it diagonally end to end like this. Okay, then you have a triangle, and you take your top one and pull it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, that's going to give you your sides. Then you turn it. I always turn it this way. And you bring up this piece right here on the side, and you're going to want to fold it here at this corner. And you fold it up like this so it goes across. Do the same thing. I usually do a little adjustment there over here. Okay, and now you've got your pocket shape. Okay, I'll show you where the gluing happens. So for gluing on this one, it does not matter which one you put in first. You can put in either one. It doesn't really show from the front. I tend to do the ones on the right-hand side first. I'm not sure why. All right, so I'm going to glue that side, then glue down this side. Okay, give that a second. Press, 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 press. All right. Now for this part up here, you're going to do one line on the outside here. And then I do a little bit right here. You'll see why in a second. So that when you come down, you're going over a bit of a bump here, and I just think that extra glue helps it to stay together. Okay, easy peasy. So that is number 1, my origami pocket. All right, number 2, we're going to do the one that I did not have an example for. All right, so with this one, you take your square, you fold it in half. All right, get it nice and creased there. And if I'm working with a heavier paper, this is just copy weight. Well, it's a little heavier than copy weight. It's 26-pound paper. If you're working with a heavier, like a cardstock or something to make this pocket, I do recommend using your bone folder for the creasing part because that helps a lot to get this to work right. Okay. Now I'm going to fold it in half again. Go. Okay. I'm going to open it back up. And you see you have the 4 quadrants. So in my bottom right, I'm going to just take the point and put it to the middle. And in my top right, I'm going to take the point and aim it toward the middle, but only go about 3/4 of the way there. Okay. Now, where this short one is, you take your scissor and you cut to the middle, right on that line. All right, now you're ready. Okay. So now what you do is you take this side and you fold it up. Oops, I did not scissor cut it all the way through. Let's go that way. All right. You fold this one up. Okay. All right. And then you fold this one over. There you go. And now you have your pocket once you close the back edge. All right. And there you go. There's your pocket. Now, this one has a pocket here, and depending on how you glue it, a pocket here. So I always do glue it so that there's a pocket in the back as well. And in order to indicate that there's a pocket back there, I usually notch it so that whoever gets it can see that that's what it is. All right. So this is just my 1 3/4 punch. Punch a little bit off, and then you can see you get that little pocket space. And the only gluing we do on this whole piece is right here. You do around the edges. All right, and close that all up. Okay. Okay, and there you got it. I'm going to let it dry for a little longer before I put too much tension on it, but that is your double pocket. All right, now we will do my favorite pocket. It does not matter what dimensions you have. It just changes how the pocket ends up. But I usually like to do one, you want one that's longer than it is high. So the length is longer than the height. And then what we do is we take this piece of paper and we fold it upward. And what you're looking to make is 2 peaks. And you want this piece over here to be straight. I'll go right there. Okay, so now you have this little mountains. And then you take this part and you fold it over like that. And you fold this side over. And you want to kind of hit right where that peak is right there. And your objective here is to get the 2 sides to meet. So when I haven't gone far enough on one side, which I didn't on this one, then I just come back and redo it. And you need them to meet because your pocket requires that inside space. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Now we glue the inside, and I just usually use like one bead right here on that part. Okay. And one bead here. Like this. Sometimes when I make these, this piece is long enough that it goes around and I just glue it on the back, or you can cut it off, either one. All right, so that part is done. Now, this is a pocket and you can use it as a pocket. It has the pocket right here. You can see in there. And that's your pocket, or you can cut off the peaks if you like a flatter style on top. Okay, and you can see it's got a big notch and everything, but it will go fine into your junk journal. You can just glue it right in. All right. So there's those, and then we are just going to show you standard, how do I make a pockets from one piece of paper. And so you can score this, and if you score it, I suggest 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. But you score up this side, so pull up the bottom, and then the two sides very similarly. Okay. And this way. Okay. Now you can see you have lines, and I just cut off these edges, this one and the other bottom one. And I also do a little bit of a cut here and here. This pocket is super easy and it turns out really well because it has this. You just glue this straight into whatever you're doing, but it does give you a little bit of extra over, like just like in this pocket here where I straight glued it, you can see it's a little tighter, but this gives us a little more looseness to put things in. Okay, so this pocket is very similar to this pocket. You can do the same thing on a triangle, you just do two sides. Okay. And then last but not least, I think we'll do a tiny pocket. And so maybe we'll do a long pocket. So the other easy thing to do for pockets is just to fold it in half pocket. And that is what we're going to look at. Like this one here. This one I'll make a little bit differently because I'll add the thumb notch to it. Okay. And that way you get a nice little sideways pocket. Just glue those together. And this is a nice little skinny pocket for like a piece of ephemera or a sticker or something that you want to keep in one single place. So that will do it. So there's 5 pockets, 5 easy pockets with no scoring. And let's look at them again. There's this one. There's this one. This one. This one. And this one. And that was all from one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Now you can see why I recommend doing double-sided, like the other sides will show. But it was helpful, I think, for the demonstration to be able to see the white so you can see the contrast between them. So I hope you have a great 4th of July holiday and a good weekend. And come back around next week when you're ready to get started on some summer crafts. Have a good one. Happy crafting.